Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kobe and this is Kitech Digital. Now in today's video, we're going to talk about Figma. How to create a website using Figma. So as a web designer, you need to learn how to use Figma. Not just a web designer, but as a creative, as a UX designer or any kind of web designer, but specifically web designer, and then web apps and other stuff. You need to learn how to use Figma to design your your project and then send it to your client to have a look at it before you move it to the main content management software to design it on it. So we're going to learn how to be able to create a simple hero session using Figma. So for those of you who are new to Figma, it's just a design tool, just like the way Adobe tools and all those kind of Photoshop and other stuff are used to design other creative stuff. Okay, so you can use Figma to also design any web app, UX design and all those kind of stuff. You can use Figma to do it. So I'm going to walk you through the process of doing it, and then I'll show you how I was able to use Figma to design this hero session over here. And then if we have more time, I'll show you how you can move this one to the web itself. Okay, now if we do not have enough time, then maybe the next tutorial we'll move it to our main website. Okay, so basically you use Figma to design your project, and then you can save it as a PDF, or you can share this whole file to your client or to anybody you are doing the project for, and then the person can be able to see your design, see how the website is going to appear on a device, and then later on if there are any changes that the person wants to do, the person tells you, and then you move the whole design to the the website itself. So without wasting my time, let's get into the video. Okay guys, so what we're going to create is this hero session over here. So as you can see, we have a transparent header over here with the menu items on it, and then also we have these social icons over here, and then we have the how do you call it, the logo too of the website over here, and then a background over here, and then with some title written on it, and then a button. Okay, so this is just a simple hero session that we're going to create using Figma. Okay, so we're not going to waste much time on it. Now for those of you who are first users of Figma, what you need to do is just go to a new tab over here, and then just type in figma.com. okay, just type in figma.com, and then it's going to take you to Figma. Now if you are new, it will tell you to register or sign up for it. You can use your your social media profiles to sign up to Figma. Okay, so you will just it will appear over here, or you can just sign up to it, and then you're going to have a creative dashboard like this for you to play around it. Okay, so basically that is how you can be able to sign up to Figma. Now when you sign up to Figma for the first time, you can just click on here to say create new design file. Okay, but if you are not a first time user, okay, you can still use it, this tool over here to create it if you are on the dashboard over here. Okay, but if maybe you are in a new project like this, and then you want to create a new file, it is also very simple. You see this logo, Figma logo over here, just click on it, and then go to file over here, and then click on this one which says new design file over here. You can just click on it to create a new design. Now of course I have this one open for me over here, so I'm not going to what create a new thing over here. So if you have this one, I'm going to close this one over here. If you have this one open and done for you, so what you gonna do is let me just close this one and then reopen it again. So I'm gonna go to this logo over here, go to file over here, and then click on new file, okay, to open a new file for the project that we're going to do. So what we're going to do is we're just going to redesign this. So I'm going to show you how I did this one, okay, using Figma. So it's very simple. Now I'm taking it slow by slow because I know a lot of you are new users of Figma, and then you want to learn more about it. But then if you know how to use any design tool, you can be able to use Figma because it's almost work similar. Okay, now this is an online thing, meaning that you don't have to download something before you use it. It means that you are working online. Okay, you're working online. So this is an online thing. So if you know how to use Elementor and all those things, you can be able to use this one. Okay, because it also basically works similar to Elementor, but you have to use squares and all those kind of stuff to design your project. Okay, so guys, that is it. So these are all tools you can use. Okay, now if you want to know the name of the tool, you can just hover on it, and then the name will appear down for you. Okay, so as you can see, if you hover on it, you see this one says move. Okay, if you hover on this one says this one says frame. Okay, so that is the frame. If you hover this one says rectangle. Okay, if you hover on this one, it says the pen tool. Okay, this one is text, and this one is resources. This one is the hand tool, and this one is to add a comment. Okay, so whatever you need, you just hover on it. Now of course the arrow shows you that there are more selections that you can select over here. Okay, so this one also the same thing. So we have the rectangle, the line, all those kind of things. Okay, you can get it over here. The same thing applies to this one. So pencil, pen. Okay, and then this one doesn't have any arrow, but this one is also resources. Now of course Figma have resources, but we're not going to go into it. We're going to use the standard tool or the basic tools that we will be able to use it. Now the more you explore it, the more you know more about it. Okay, so we're going to use the standard tool. So first things first, what we're going to do is we're going to choose a frame for it. Okay, so we'll click over here, and then as you can see over here, this is the desktop. Okay, so when I click over here, the properties the design properties also shows over here. Okay, so as you can see over here, this is a phone. So if you are designing a phone, use the phone frame. If you are using a tablet, use a tablet frame. If you are using a desktop, it is a desktop frame over here. You can see it over presentation, watch, paper, social media, Figma community, and then archive. So we're going to work on a desktop. Okay, and then we're going to use the MacBook Air. Okay, so that is what I'm using right now. So I'm going to use the MacBook Air. So I'm going to click over here. Okay, and as you can see, I have the MacBook Air display for me. So this is just the screen of the MacBook Air. Okay, now from here to here gives you the width of it. Okay, and then this one gives you the height. Okay, but if you want to extend the height, you can of course do it. You can just drag it down to extend the height. Okay, so maybe you are designing a whole home page altogether, so you can extend the height. Okay, so that is it. So guys, so we have our our frame ready, our screen to work with ready. Okay, now we need to start designing our website. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the hero background. Okay, so what I will do is because I want to use the background on an overlay. Okay, so what I would do is I'll just pick a square over here. Okay, and then I'll draw a huge square like this. I'm going to draw a huge square to cover the frame. Okay, now I'm going to give the square color. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a color over here. Okay, this place, and then I'll drag in a black color over here. Okay, so I have my my black color over here. Now the next one that I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the image on top of it. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm going to pick my image over here. So this is the image that I'm going to use. Okay, so I'll just use this image, or I'll go over here and then go to file over here, and then just click on what place image. Okay, so when I click on place image, I can select an image from where I want to select it from. So I'm going to select an image from the desktop, and then from the folder called Figma, okay, over here, and then I'm going to select this image. Okay, so I'm going to select this particular image. Now it's going to load, and then as you can see, it says place all or discard all. Okay, so but what I'm going to do is I want to drag it to cover all the space that I want. So I'm just going to drag it. Okay, so I hold I drag it, and then make sure that I cover everywhere that I want. Okay, so after that, if it doesn't really cover it well, what I need to do is I just hold the corners over here and then drag it to position it well. Okay, so I make sure that it fits in perfectly. Okay, and that is it. So as you can see, the image covers it, but then I want to have that kind of overlay. Okay, so that I can be able to when I write on it, it will be seen. Okay, so now remember that, guys, remember that everything that we are doing should be in the frame. Okay, it should be under this frame. Okay, now if I move this one away over here, now it means that it is not in the frame. Okay, but it have to be in the frame, and that is it. So as you can see, I have to move it in the frame. So everything should be in the frame. Okay, so that we can view it whenever we want to view it. So this is it's like I said, I want the black overlay to come. Okay, so what I need to do is I just need to reduce the fill or the opacity of this image. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it 50%. Okay, so as you can see, I can see the kind of black overlay. Okay, or what you can do is you can just bring this I can also do give it the 100%, and then I can bring this rectangle on top of this one, and then reduce the opacity of the rectangle. So let's say 20. Okay, so as you can see, I've reduced it to let's say 20 is not that much, so let me go to, let's say, 50. So as you can see, I've reduced the opacity of the color of the rectangle to 50. So anyway it can work. Okay, depends on how you want to go about it. So guys, now that we have our hero session, our image placed on the hero session, now what we need to do is we want to bring our logo over here, and then also we want to bring start typing our menu and other stuff over here. But first we need to type in the menu. Now let's look at how the menu looks like. So as you can see, we have the home, about, services, and then contact. Okay, and then this social icons over here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to either use the place image that we did for this one, or let me use this one over here, so that I can drag in the images that I want to drag in. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag in this image over here. Okay, so as you can see, it works perfectly. Now I'm going to position it over here, and then I'm just going to place my cursor on the corner over here, and then drag it into to reduce the size of it. Okay, or I can just use this over here to reduce the width, and then the height. Okay, you can even take away the X and Y. Okay, so that you can position it anyhow you want it. But I think I can just use the corners over here to also do whatever I feel like doing for it. So now I can just position the logo in a nice position, which I think is all right. So this place is okay for me. Now I have my logo position on the transparent header right now. So I'm going to use this place as my transparent header. Okay, so now that I have my logo set up, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my you know, my items over here, the menu items over here. So the home, about, services over here. I'm going to bring, let me you know, come in well so that you guys will see whatever I'm doing well. So I'm going to zoom in. Okay, yeah, so as you can see, this is what the home, about, services, and then we'll contact. Okay, so let's go to the project that we're doing. And then what we're going to do is, now if sometimes you are doing something and you want to click, make sure that this one is unselected, just click outside. Okay, so when you click outside, you know, everything will be unselected. And then you can click on any tool that you want to use over here and then use it. So I'm going to click on text over here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, you know, just drag the text in it like this. Okay, and then I'll type in the home. So home. Now I'm using the Montserrat font to font family to work on this project. Okay, so for those of you who know me, you know that I like this kind of font. So I'm going to select or the text over here, and then I'll go to this place which says text over here. Now I'm going to change this one to Montserrat. Now first, Figma is using the Google font. Okay, so any Google font that you want to use, you can have it over here. And then I'm going to increase this size to 22. Okay, and then I'm also going to change this one to medium. Okay, yeah, so I think this is it. I'm going to click over here and then move it to position it well so that it will be, you know, align with with the logo. Okay, so as you can see, it is aligned very well. So now I'm going to you know, close in the the text area. Okay, so that it wouldn't take more space over there. So now that I have this one, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this one. Now if I'm using the Mac. Okay, so I'm going to click on the option or the option, and then you know, drag. Okay, so I just click on option and then and then drag it, and then it's going to duplicate it for me. Okay, now of course you can also right click it over here, and then you know, see whatever that you want to see. So if you want to copy, if you want to paste, if you want to, you know, paste, replace, or anything that you want to do, you can just copy and paste. Okay, so that is it. So that is what if you are right clicking. So this one will be about. Okay, so I'm going to say about over here, and then click outside, and then still duplicate this one also. So I'm going to duplicate this one. This one goes up, so I'm going to bring it a little bit down. Yeah, so this one will be services. So yeah, so as you can see, the text area is not that big. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the text area so that I fit in just one area. Okay, and then the next one is I'm still going to duplicate this one and make it to contact. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say contact. Okay, so now that we have you know, we have the, you know, the home, about, services, and then contact done. If I click outside, this is how it's gonna be like. Okay, so if you look over here, it says home, about, services, and then contact. Okay, now our next thing that we're gonna do is I'm just going to select all of them, and then, you know, reposition it well. Okay, so I'm going to go to contact, and then I'll hold shift and then click on home over here to select all of them, and then, you know, I'll drag it in well. Okay, so I'm gonna bring it a little bit this way so that there's going to be some kind of spacing, wall spacing over here. As you can see, there is more space over here. Okay, so I'm going to you know, just hold on command and then click on this ones over here. Okay, to contact, and then I'll make sure that I reduce that kind of space over here. Okay, so as you can see, I think it's quite all right, but not that kind of all right. So I'm going to go again, and then, you know, increase it a little bit. Yeah, So I think this one is what quite okay. The spacing is all right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to, bring the icons over here. So I have my social icons already set up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this place, and then these are my social icons. So let me look at this one and see they use only 3 social icons. So I'm also going to use Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Okay, and then I'll drag it in over here. Now, oh, hold on. Let me go to this place. Okay, so I'm going to drag it in over here. Okay, so I'm going to drag it one by one. Okay, so that I'll just, yeah, so I have this one over here. So now the Facebook is here. So I'll just reduce the size a little bit. Okay, so reduce it to the size that you want, if you feel it's okay for you. Okay, so 36, 39. Okay, so you can come over here and then even make it to a 39, 39, or 40, 40. Okay, so let's say 40 and then 40. So that will be 40, 40 over here. Okay, so now that I have this one, I can just drag it to position it well over here. Okay, to the place that I want. Okay, so now I have this one position it well. Okay, so now I can go ahead and then bring the rest. Okay, so I can come to Instagram, put it here, and then go over here, unlink this one, and then just type in 40, 40. Okay, 40, 40 is is quite okay. And then I can drag this one also to this same place. Okay, so now the next one is is also the Twitter. Okay, so I can also drag it over here, and then still make it 40, 40. Okay, so as you can see, it is 40, 40. And then what I can do is I can, where is it? Okay, Twitter. Yeah. Oh, so what happens is the Instagram and Twitter has gone under the rectangle. Okay, that is the overlay that we give. Now we're going to bring it up over here so that it's going to show. Okay, so let me just drag the Twitter to over here. Okay, so yeah, so now we have our header also set up. Okay, so our header menu and our transparent header menu is all done. Now we are almost good to go. Okay, so now what else are we supposed to do now? What is that left with? Is this title header over here. Okay, so we're going to use the title header, and then this one also. Okay, I'm going to show you how I did this one, and then we use the button also. Okay, so basically that is what we are good to go. We're going to do. So first things first, this one, the music is live. Okay, so what we're going to do is just use the text over here, and then just drag in this one over here. Okay, so I'm just going to write music is live. Okay, and then I'll select all of them, and then I'll go over here, and then as you can see, this one I'm going to make it to 85. Okay, so as you can see, this is 85 over here. Now of course you can play around with this one, make it to semi bold. Okay, so it depends on how you want to make it. So I have music is live over here. Now if I click outside, I can reduce the size of the text area. Okay, now I can play around with it, make sure that I position it in the middle. Okay, in the middle, and that is it. So now that I have this one over here, music is live. Now the next one is let me see, the next one is it says what, enjoy great song around. Okay, so this one is what, around the world. Okay, around the world. So enjoy great sounds around the world. So and what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this one and then bring this one down over here. Okay, and then I'll say what, I'll reduce this one to 30 over here, and then make this one what, medium, or even what, regular. Okay, so that is it. And then I'll say enjoy great songs around the world. Okay, so now that I have this one, I'm going to click outside it, reduce the size of the text area, and then what, drag it and position it what, in the middle of it. Okay, so as you can see, I have it what, done over here. Now the next one is what, to bring the button. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click it on this one. So I'm going to click this one, and then bring it down a little bit. Yeah, so this one is, I think it's okay. So I'm going to use the down arrow on the keyboard to bring it down a little bit. So I think it's quite okay. So now what I'm going to do is what, I'm going to bring in the button. Now to draw a button or to design a button is also very simple. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the rectangular tool over here, and then I'm going to draw a rectangle over here. Okay, so I'm going to draw a rectangle over here, and then I'm going to change the color of this rectangle. So I'll click on this color fill over here, and then I'm going to use this this tool over here. Okay, the color picker tool over here. Click on it, and then just use the logo color over here. Okay, so I'm going to use this logo color. So as you can see, the color is what, filled in it. Now I want to make the borders the corners over here as rounded. Okay, so I'm going to use this this one over here. So what I'm going to do is, this is what, corner radius. So the corner radius, I'm going to change it to what, to 50. Okay, so as you can see, it's going to be what, 50 for me. Okay, and if I feel like it's still not okay, I can go ahead and then make it maybe 100. Okay, so that it's going to be what, fully rounded. Okay, now the next one is I want to write inside the inside this how do you call it, this button. Okay, so I want to write the text on the button. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a text over here, and then I'm going to drag in this text area over here, and then I'm going to say stream now. So stream now. Okay, now I'm going to select this one, Control or Command A, and then I'll come over here and then change this one to regular, and then change this one to 30. Okay, so I think now I have 30. So 30, I think it's even too small. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to 50. Okay, or maybe 45. So let's say 45. Yeah, so 45 is what is quite okay. I'm going to click outside, and then reduce the size of this one, the text area. Okay, and then position the text in it very well. So as you can see, we have a stream now button over there. Now if you feel like that the button is too big, you can reduce the size of it. Just reduce the size of it. Okay, you can just reduce the size of it, and then position this one in the middle of the button. Okay, so as you can see, we have our text in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce this text to let's say 40. Yeah, so that I think 40 is quite okay. Okay, so it's gonna be something like this. Okay, so now we have our stream now button over here. Okay, so of course you can reduce the size of the button to anyhow you want it, but this is just to show you how everything works. So if you feel like you want to put this one bring it on top, you can select this two over here and then just push it up. Okay, to make it something like something like this. So guys, as you can see, this is how you can be able to create a hero session using Figma. Okay, now it looks similar to this one. Okay, so it looks similar to this one. So let's push this one up a little bit. Yeah, so it looks similar to it, almost the same as the first one. Okay, so basically that is how you can create a hero session using Figma. Now if you want to take a look at it, you can click on this frame over here, and then we can use this one to present it. So let's click this one, and then let's wait for it to load, and then see how it looks like on the front end. So guys, as you can see, this is how it looks like on the front end in on a Mac. Okay, so this is MacBook Air, and this is how it's going to look like. Okay, so everything appears to be very nicely done. And if you are not comfortable with it, you can go ahead and then play around it. Okay, so that is how you can present it to your client, or to anybody who wants to see your design skills and other stuff. Okay, so that is it. So I hope this video will help you to be able to get around with Figma, and then design it, and then present it to your client. Thank you for watching this video, and then I hope you go ahead and then subscribe to this channel. Okay, so that this channel will grow. So on the next video, I'll show you how you can change this, or bring this website, or this design to life on a live website. Okay, thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.